You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Y&R fans. I've got your early weekly spoilers for August 5th through 9th. We're going to have Billy Abbott doing a little bit of ranting, Sharon just spinning, and Lily Winters sidestepping, hopefully out of the way of trouble. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I've got lots of good stuff to unpack for you. As we always do on Early Edition Day, we dive into the action coming the rest of this week just to give you some context. If you are not following us, we love it if you smash that subscribe button. Let's talk about what's coming on Wednesday, July 31st. No matter how nicely his oldest son, Nick Newman, asks, Victor Newman is not sharing his plan on how he will obtain Chancellor. And Nick thinks he's going to have a big fight on his hands, especially with Billy in the mix. But then Victor tells Nick he's more worried about Lily's loyalty and all this. He thinks that Nikki and Lily will do a great job running the company together, but first they need to get a hold of it. Meanwhile, Devon comes by to talk to Victor at his invitation, and he gets an interesting hint about Lily. So Victor is telling him, you may want to try and get your sister out of there before there's more trouble, and her siding with Billy isn't a good idea. Victor is also very upset to hear that the company name is being changed to Abbott Chancellor. He thinks it is a violation of Catherine Chancellor's memory, and Devon probably has to agree since, you know, that's his family as well. So he encourages Devon to get Lily out of the way so she's not collateral damage. And he's also encouraging Devon to go after Billy to protect Lily. So that's kind of interesting. And Devon and Nick talk about it after they leave Victor wringing his hands and plotting and doing his evil thing in the office. And Nick wonders if Victor actually wants Devon to tell Lily so that she'll warn Billy to start something. They're not quite sure what the mustache is up to, but Devon does indeed talk to Lily, and he asks her to leave Chancellor before all hell breaks loose. And that's kind of an interesting warning. Mariah and Faith are at the ranch property, and Mariah finds Faith cleaning the house. It is very out of character for Sharon to have a messy house, but she's had stuff all over the place. The two sisters talk about the strange behavior they are seeing. Mariah calls Nick because they don't know where Sharon is and they're very worried. Faith again says she's not entirely sure if their mother is even taking her medication. Meanwhile, Sharon is over in Chancellor Park seeing Ghost Cassie, and then she has this whole big long conversation with an imaginary Nick who is comforting her and then kisses her. And at the point that Sharon is kissing Nick as a hallucination, it finally snaps her out of it, and Sharon comes home, but she's visibly upset. So Mariah reaches out to Nick to let him know that Sharon is home, but seems very, very off. Thursday, August 1st, 2024, Devon keeps his agenda hidden. He repeats to Lily that she needs to get out of the way because something may be happening. I think he is trying to be vague and trying to keep Victor's confidence, but Lily is going to smell a rat. I wonder how she's going to react to that. And I wonder in the end if Devon may not say, look, Victor doesn't want you hurt and something's about to happen. Summer has a big decision to make and gets advice from Chance Chancellor. This could be anything from the custody case that she never should have gotten that ruling in. The whole thing is ridiculous. Or it could be the choice of the new house she wants, because she really thinks she is going to take Kyle's son home with her and set up housekeeping and get to control when and how Kyle sees his son and gets to travel with him. this whole thing is not sitting well with me. And a lot of people have a lot of questions about it. And Billy goes too far is Lily's opinion, and she is really annoyed with him, and that may have her thinking long and hard about Devon's advice to her to just get out of ChanceCom. Friday, August 2nd, 2024, Sharon has a rude awakening. Now, just out of interest, if you didn't notice, if you haven't seen this week's credits for Young and the Restless, Lyndon Ashby is back. He is listed in the credits again as Camryn Grimes. That to me sounds like that Sharon is about to have a much worse hallucination than Ghost Cassie and Imaginary Nick. Now, we all know that Cameron's dead. Sharon stabbed him to death to save Faith's life. But if she is hallucinating Camryn, Sharon might lash out violently, and that is a big concern. Interesting to see him back and see what he says. And Victor conspires with Nikki. They're trying to figure out how to take down Billy and get him out of the way in such a way that they don't break everything in the process. And that's going to carry over into the following week, August 5th through 9th. So Nikki and Victor are strategizing on how to protect Lily and make sure they don't make her so upset that she won't come back to Chancellor to help run it, because it would be a big boon to Nikki to have Lily there since she's been co-running it for so long. But they do need Billy out of the way. And of course, Billy is going to be mad that Devon warned Lily and upset that Victoria did not warn him. And if you remember, Victoria and Nikki had that whole conversation where her mom told Victoria, you know, you're so upset, you're so worried about Billy, the dad of your children. If you really feel like you need to warn him what Victor's up to, then, you know, Nikki said she wasn't going to be upset at her, but Victoria in the end decided not to warn him. So that may come back around and be the subject of an argument. Sharon seems to be expanding her hallucination repertoire. She had young Cassie, Imaginary Nick, now Camryn Grimes. It seems like it's time for a serious sit-down intervention with her and the family to find out if the medications aren't working and they need new medications, or if she has just quit taking them for some reason. But clearly she is off. Something's going on. And I just worry that Sharon may wind up back at Fairview, or maybe that is where Sharon needs to be, at least until she gets everything regulated. We'll see. But I do worry if Sharon might accidentally harm Lucy because of her whole fixation on Cassie right now. And Cassie and Lucy are at the same age, and Daniel was involved. It just seems like there's too many coincidences in play. And I just feel like Lucy may wind up hurt, and this may come down to Sharon having a complete and total breakdown. Kyle is so angry with his parents that when he claps back on Summer, it may be even harder than it should be, because he's just angry at almost everybody right now, except for Claire and Harrison. And he's not even that angry at Audra. Connor is back in Genoa City soon, but things may be worse, as the kid is definitely going to notice something is off with Billy, with Chelsea, with Adam, with Sally, all these relationships and his parents. And hopefully Connor won't blame himself, but he probably will. Time is running out for the cheaters, and Chelsea's really struggling to keep her lips zipped. And Jack and Diane need to tackle this glissade issue head on before it becomes a real problem. Those are all of our early weekly spoilers. Thanks so much for listening. Drop your comments. Come back soon. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I'm here talking YNR 7 days a week.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.